Hello and welcome to another edition of the digital and social media news for leaders of nonprofits, churches, and faith based organizations. I'm Nachi Lazarus, and this week we have news from Wikipedia, Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. This is the show where we bring you the top 5 news you need to know for this week in less than 5 minutes. Let's get started. Our first big news of this week is from Facebook. Last week, Facebook announced the launch of Facebook Pay, which will be a payment service that will work across all of Facebook's apps, including WhatsApp, Instagram, Messenger, and Facebook. Imagine that, millions of users between all these 4 platforms being able to pay each other. The company said Facebook Pay will begin rolling out on Messenger and Facebook, and that will include payments for fundraisers, in-game purchases, event tickets, person-to-person payments. Now, you will hear a lot more in the coming days in 2020 and beyond about digital payment service driven by social media, because this is a space that every social media channel wants to be in, where people use their platform to make payments. So almost all companies are driving towards achieving this goal of handling people's payments, because who doesn't want a share of the wallet? So if you as an organization do not have your digital payment strategy driven by social media in place, then it's time for you to start thinking about that. Our next news is from Instagram. Instagram is launching a new video music remix feature that looks a lot like TikTok. So Instagram is finally taking on TikTok head on, and similar to TikTok, users can soundtrack their clips with a huge catalog of music, and also borrow audio from someone else's video and create a remix of that particular audio. So which is very similar to, which is exactly how TikTok works. So they are launching this only in Brazil, in iOS and Android. And in Brazil it's called Cenas, but worldwide it will be called Reels. That's what the news item says. So look forward to seeing how that will take on TikTok, and will it have the same effect that they had with Snapchat when they brought in the stories feature from Snapchat to Instagram. So we'll have to wait and watch how that works. Our next news is from Wikipedia co-founder. This week he announced the launch of WT Social, a new social networking site which he hopes will be an alternative to Facebook and Twitter. It's very interesting that the site will not work based on advertisement, but it will be funded by donations, because he believes that it's advertisements that really lower the quality of the content on social networks, and so he wants to try out this new way of funding the social channel, and he says it will support small and niche communities. So it's an interesting development, and coming from someone like Wikipedia co-founder Jimmy Wales, who had earlier launched Wiki Tribune, which is an online publication that was meant to combat fake news with original stories. So WT Social is a relaunch of Wiki Tribune, which never really took off, and but now it's taking the shape of a social network. So it'll be interesting to see how that works. Our next news is from Google. Google has added a new feature to its pronunciation search, where it almost acts like a speech tutor. So next time you go and search for how to pronounce a word, which is a very popular search term, because some difficult words you need to know how to pronounce them, and especially in a cultural context when you're traveling and so on. So when you search for how to pronounce a particular word, now you will see an option which not only gives you the audio of how to pronounce it, but it'll also have a button that says speak it out. So you can click on the button and actually speak that word, and now Google will correct your pronunciation and help you get as close as possible to the real thing. I really like technology that helps us communicate, because being in ministry, our job is to communicate something. So the more we communicate with relevance to other people, the better we can convey the message that we want to convey. So I really like such technological development. Our final news of this week is from TikTok. A new report by Financial Times suggested that ByteDance, which is the parent company of TikTok, might be launching a new music streaming app similar to Spotify and YouTube Music. It's a logical expansion for the company, because their entire platform is works around videos based on music. And this news comes at a time when there was a report that TikTok has been downloaded 1.5 billion times. And it's not just the downloads and the users that are growing on TikTok, but also the revenue from users. So it was reported that to date in 2019, TikTok has generated 115 million from user spending on the app. So it's interesting to see the rise of TikTok in such a big magnitude around the world in different platforms, different markets, not just in China. So it'll be interesting to see how this evolves. Well, that's all we have for you this week. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. If you'd like to dig deeper into any of the stories, we've got the source links and all the details in our news page, nachi.net/news. I will see you next week with another set of news items. Until then, stay connected, stay blessed. God bless you. Bye bye.